Let me ask you this, though.
No.
I want you to think about it. I want to ask TJ this question.
I don't think I want to answer any of your
We're 2 years into this new Cup car, okay?
No.
Do you think it makes more sense to have 2 or 3 years full-time truck under your belt and go Cup racing, or 2 to 3 years of Xfinity under your belt and go Cup racing?
I don't think either one of the cars prepare you for the Cup car like it used to. I don't know. I think the only thing you run any of these series is, which I would probably take Xfinity because you learn more with the car and how to race the racetracks. But I don't think either one of them really prepare you for how the Cup car is. I think you get it. I think you run Xfinity to separate yourself a little bit, to get track experience, and that's it.
Which one do you think better prepares you for Cup?
I don't know that I kind of know that either one of them prepares you, but Xfinity for sure shows off a talented race car driver way more so than the Truck Series does. I think Xfinity,
does the Cup Series
honestly, Truck Series probably prepares you better now for the Cup Series because it's all air racing. It's all aero. It's aero blocking. It's you can manipulate the air. But if you're a talented race car driver and you want to show off that you're a talented race car driver, you need to do it in the Xfinity Series.
I think the Truck Series would get you ready for the Cup Series more than the Xfinity Series right now.
Yeah.
Because to
the
your
problem is
point,
their schedule. They don't run enough and go to enough of the big. You know what I mean? Like,
I think that the Cup car, you can't show off how great you are in the Cup car. Like what Freddie just said to me makes all the sense in the world. You cannot show off how great you are in a Cup car right now, but you can in the Xfinity car. Well, the truck prepares you more for you can't show off how great you are than Xfinity car. So I think the way the aero racing is, the way Truck Series races, the restarts and all the things, I see as a person watching, not a person inside of the cockpit, I can see the Truck Series getting you ready. But I mean, like, look at Ty Gibbs, a phenomenal Xfinity Series driver. Guess what he didn't run? Truck races. Guess what he's not doing in the Cup car? He ain't impressing anybody yet. Yeah. So I almost feel like
I don't know that
you could take a Zane Smith, a guy that's been – and look, Zane Smith was on his way to being in a Cup car. He was Ganassi was going to take him Cup racing. Obviously, Trackhouse purchasing Ganassi changed that whole pathway. But I think you could put Zane Smith tomorrow in a sister car to Ty Gibbs, and I think he would outrun Ty Gibbs 7 out of 10 races because of his experience in the truck. And I may be wrong. We may not ever get to see that. But I think you can take a guy straight from truck to Cup like we saw happen with Kurt Busch. And we didn't see it very often back in the day. They made Greg Biffle go to the Busch Series at the time with a Granger car. And Kurt Busch they were calling them Killer Bees, Biffle and Busch. And Busch went straight from truck to Cup. But he was ready. Biffle was also ready, but that wasn't Jack's plan.
Did Carl go?
Carl, I don't know. He ran both. I don't remember if he skipped or if he went straight to Cup full time. But Carl was obviously ready too.
I think he went. He might have went Cup full time and Xfinity full.
I think
he ran Xfinity full time too. Yeah. And I mean, AmeriQuest car.
You're kind of seeing it already though. You're kind of seeing because Zane Smith is a full time truck guy and he gets the call. And yesterday, I know the results didn't show it because he had a speeding penalty, but he was running he drove up to almost 20th. He might have been 20th.
The damn Smith family is like the hottest prospects in the sport right now. You've got Zane, Chandler, Sammy, the whole family.
Anybody named Smith? I'm gonna change my name to Brett Smith. Brett Smith's coming at you.
The whole family's coming.
But I don't know if you saw it. He speeds on pit road early in that race, and he's up to 20th, and he's in the area where if you can make it through that first run, and this will be my what an idiot later in the show here, if you can get through that first run, you're almost guaranteed. You're almost pretty much solidifying yourself on a layup because then from then on out, you line up in front of all the riffraff that's going to be lapped first next time, and he had done that. So I'm telling you, if he doesn't get that speeding penalty, I think he finishes 15th to 20th in that race, and to me, that's a successful run for him being in Martinsville as well. In that car,
way this may be off base. If I'm wrong, I'll admit it. We won't know it for years. I probably won't even be here in years, but. The way that the models work right now, the Truck Series cost about half of what the Xfinity Series cost. To your point, TJ, they run less races. Obviously, that saves you money. Per race, there's typically some money to be saved versus running a full Xfinity car. And the modeling that we see is guys like Sammy Smith are coming up with money. right? Let's say Sammy's got $6 million. Well, if I'm Sammy, I'm going to go run trucks 2 years in a row for $2 million versus going to run 2 years in a row for $12 million all in for Xfinity. And I'm going to take that money my third year and go cup racing with it instead of spending all this money in Xfinity, which is what it takes. I mean, you need a legit $5 to $6 million budget to be a good Xfinity Series team. You don't need that much money in trucks. And I think watching how these cars race at the racetrack on TV, I think trucks and Cup are more similar than Xfinity. I think Xfinity Series is the best racing in the world right now.
But you're not going
everywhere we go.
It's super hard to get noticed in the trucks, though. That's the problem. But
if you got your own money, do you need to get noticed?
Half those races you're getting wrecked in because just how that series is. Half those races you're getting destroyed in. Xfinity, there's. I mean,
I gave you $20 million, how many years of Xfinity would you run?
What, 4 or 5?
So then you're out of money. I do.
But I hope I'm in Cup after that.
So Brett is referring to somebody who already has the financial support, can do what he wants, and how he would budget it, rather than somebody who has to prove himself to get to a certain point.
Then why isn't Ben Rhodes in the Cup Series right now? You know what I mean? Why isn't guys like Ben in there?
They stay too long in trucks, and once they stay too, look at why Justin Allgaier in a Cup car.
How do you stay too long if you don't have? I mean, if you don't have an opportunity to move up, what do you do?
That's the hard part. I mean, that's the formula.
It is kind of trending that way now, but like it's just hard because the stepping stones. You go to truck.
Chandler Smith is 20 years old. I'd put him in a Cup car tomorrow. I wouldn't leave him in Xfinity long.
Oh, I agree with that 100%.
Because he's obviously, in my mind, he's already outperforming to some degree his equipment. He's outperforming guys like Kyle Busch in similar equipment. So how many more years do you need him in Xfinity to prove he's Cup ready? When he just came out of trucks.
Yeah, and it's just it's all opportunity because
it is all opportunity.
Like John Hunter was Cup ready.
Timing.
John Hunter was Cup ready. He went Cup racing. Now he's made the best decision of his life to go back, win truck races. Now he's winning Xfinity races, and probably propelling himself to a better Cup ride at some point. But it's just like I agree with your assessment of that. The Truck Series is probably a better mold for going Cup racing.
If I'm looking right now, John Hunter, Sammy Smith, and Chandler Smith, and Freddie Smith, and everybody named Smith, they're all going Cup racing next year. I'm taking them Cup racing. I'm telling you, they're ready.
If you're a Smith, sign
why
up.
would you stay in Xfinity?
Like if you're Chandler, there's no reason. Like I don't like.
If he has doors,
we said the same thing
open?
about Ty. Remember when Ty ran that extra year of Xfinity? Like he got behind. Like what he should have been in a Cup car last year because now you see he ran half the season probably in the 45, but you're seeing growing pains where he's not, like you said, impressive in the Cup car. Like he got it. Like instead of getting him in there when everybody was learning the new car,
when everybody was new,
we put him behind half a season. So. I don't know.
10 to 15 years ago, that was the path. You went to Xfinity and you ran 2 years of Xfinity, and then you were ready. But the cars were very similar. Had a lot of the same characteristics.
Very similar.
Very similar. You got in the Cup car, a little more power, a lot better drivers. It's not similar to that anymore.